Well, howdy there, folks, and welcome into today's video. So it's Saturday, it's a weekend, and I got a little time on my hands here. So I thought I would react to this video. I have not gotten to see it yet, but I have, basically been recommended this video at least like 2 or 3 times now that I got on YouTube. So we're gonna watch this together. I'm hoping it's a good video, otherwise no one's ever gonna see what I'm about to record right now. I'm gonna waste 10 to 20 minutes, but I'm assuming it might be somewhat of a cautionary or maybe even bearish vid around Ttcf, because it's got like the red flag and whatnot from this gentleman Emmanuel Finance. So let's check it out. Let's watch it together. Let's kind of see what happens here and give my perspective.
I love my quotes. I love my investing quotes. Investing. I also love reading investing books. And it's 4 times like this. Okay, so I want to start this video off by quoting the legendary Bill Ackman. He says that investing is a business where you can look very silly for a long period of time before you are proven right. So again, investing is a business where you can look very silly for a long period of time.
I'm not the biggest fan of Bill Ackman, but I will say this gentleman, that's a good quote from Bill Ackman.
Before you are proven right. Now, what am I talking about? Ttcf, TTCF, okay? This is the oldest stock in my growth portfolio. I've held Ttcf since it was a SPAC, FMCI days.
Subscribe.
I've held it for over a year. And as you can see, the stock has just been, it's gone nowhere fast. It's just been a zigzag, up, down, you know.
Hey, that's a true statement. It's gone a whole lot of nowhere. It goes, we make a joke on Millennial Money. It goes down to 16, goes up to 24, down to 16, up to 24. I mean, that's truth. That's truth. I can't deny that. That's just truth, man.
It's been a swing trader's dream. You know, it's not been a long-term investor's dream. If anything, it's been a long-term investor's ball ache. But it's been a swing trader's dream, you know, pretty much buy it. It's been a long-term investor's dream. If anything, it's been a long-term investor's ball ache. But it's been a swing trader's dream, you know, pretty much buy at 15, sell it at 24. You know, you would have done extremely well if you just followed that principle since December, essentially. You see, it's just pretty much been the same trend, all right? And I know a few people who...
That's the problem with backwards looking at a stock price. Like, you know, you could always say, well, if I bought it here and I sold here, like I would have made so much money, right?
Have done that. They've swing traded the hell out of Ttcf. And, you know, congratulations to you guys. But I'm a long-term investor primarily, and I do swing trade as well from time to time, but not Ttcf. Ttcf I consider to be a long-term investment. But boy, oh boy, after they rescheduled Q3's earnings, I feel very silly, right? Very, very silly. So exactly what Bill Ackman says, you know, it's one of those ones that I really do feel like an idiot, you know. Again, I'm back on the news release page and no updates, you know, no updates from the company. They've not told us anything. I've been on their LinkedIn page. I've messaged them.
I don't think you should feel like an idiot for this. First off, like, that's not his fault, you know, that the company rescheduled their earnings call. Like, we don't know what happened there. We don't know if it was a death in the family. We don't know if they couldn't get their numbers together in time. Like, we have literally no clue why they rescheduled, but I don't think he should feel like an idiot for that. I remember when I invested in Tesla, and next thing you know, Elon Musk was all of a sudden in a fight with the SEC. You know, it's not like I was like, oh, I feel like such an idiot for investing in this company because now the stock's tanking and whatnot. Like, it is what it is.
On Instagram, Twitter, trying to find out when can we expect the Q3 earnings, and nothing. You know, it's nothing. And this is really worrying. Okay, every day that goes past where we don't have any information, it worries me as a long-term investor.
So one thing I think should be said here, companies reschedule conference calls. This isn't like this. Ttcf's the only company in history that's ever rescheduled a conference call. So I just want to put that out there because I know a lot of people are newer to the market. Maybe you've been in the market for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Just so you understand, some companies do reschedule. It's not a normal practice at all, but it does happen. So I just want to, you know, clarify that.
In Ttcf. Now, I've said this to many people in my Discord, like Sam Galetti is someone that, you know, I've never really doubted. There's been countless videos from other YouTubers, other investors, you know, that have been throwing shade at Sam Galetti, have accused him of X, Y, Z. And I've always pretty much on my channel, you know, backed him. I never doubted the guy once. But I would say on Wednesday was the first time where, you know, I've doubted him as a leader, you know. And 2 days afterwards, you know, my doubt is starting to increase. The more they don't communicate with us as shareholders with regards to what's going on, the more I worry, the more you begin to feel anxious, because I have invested a lot of my money into this.
That's fair. That is completely fair. The longer, if they go longer and longer without communicating, obviously we're not going to hear anything over the weekend. But if it gets to Monday, we don't hear anything Tuesday, and it's like no like new date or something, then yeah, absolutely, I agree with them. Yeah, 100%.
Company, it's no longer my biggest position. Open Door is my biggest position right now, followed by Celsius and then Ttcf, which is now my third largest position. But it's still a lot of money invested.
Might be your biggest someday, man.
So, of course, there's a lot of anger within the Ttcf community. I've had a few DMs and also a few comments in the YouTube section of people accusing me of pumping the stock, essentially pumping and dumping.
Dude, welcome to YouTube. Don't worry about that. You will get that on every single stock you ever make a video about. Oh, it's a pump and dump, man. Just welcome to YouTube. That's all I'll say about that, man.
Ttcf. Now, if you really believe...
I would feel weird if I didn't get those sorts of comments. I'd be like, whoa, what's going on here? This is getting a little strange.
My videos, which averages about 2,500 to maybe 3,000 views.
Not after this video, Emmanuel. You're going up, man. You're going to the moon now, baby.
Is enough to influence a company or a stock that is valued at 1.5 billion and whose average volume is about 1 million or 2 million. If you really believe my videos pump Ttcf, I was initially going to say that I'm honored, but that's stupid. So I can't say I'm honored because that's just foolish, all right? So I would strongly suggest, you know, you go back and do your homework. And if you still feel like my videos are pump and dumps, then you need to get yourself checked out, all right? And that's just me being completely honest, because my videos have zero influence on the stock. Like I said, we get 2,000 to maybe 3,000 views, best case scenario. So my channel is not a huge channel. I think
Hey, best case scenario is you get put on the main channel or the third channel, maybe, huh?
Who takes the time to view my videos and gain some value from it. For those who have followed my channel or been subscribed to my channel for any length of time, you would know this is not a hype channel. You know, you won't catch me talking about Shiba Inu. You know, you won't catch me trying to pump Flocky Inu, even though they get a ton of views.
Woo!
You won't see that on this channel.
Oh yeah, they get a ton of views. Like I've seen so many stock market YouTubers switch over to the Shiba videos. Holy smokers, that ain't no joke. It's quite comical to watch. That's all I'll say.
Because I wear my heart on my sleeves. All the ideas that I share on my channel, I invest real hard-earned money into these companies. So when the stock bleeds, essentially, I bleed also, okay? And that's just the honest truth, all right? So right now, I'm bleeding, you know, and it's really strange because I'm the kind of person that I love red days. I love when the market misprices a quality stock, and that enables me to buy even more ownership of the company at a discounted rate. I mean, the perfect example of this is Hims and Hers, okay? So Hims and Hers, I mean, I have been buying the heck out of this company since earnings. We had a record quarter.
We did a face-off Friday last week inside the private group where one of our 7-figure coaches, you know, we basically researched the stock. It was actually interesting. I got to do even more in-depth research on it, but I got to say that one is actually somewhat interesting. Not like I'm going out to buy it tomorrow, but it was intriguing, and it got me to a place where I want to do more research on it. So I will say that.
Okay, we had so many wins. In fact, last night I did a full detailed analysis of our quarterly performance. I did a full earnings review update. It's about 4 pages long, where I shared with my Discord my full detailed analysis of the company, all of the improvements of the company. I mean, the fundamentals, the financials, every single metrics of Hims and Hers has gotten better and better fast, but yet the stock took an absolute nosedive post earnings. This is a company that is firing on all cylinders, and I've just continued to nibble and buy more.
Yeah, I think that stock, I want to say at its peak was like, I think it was 26 or something like that. So now it's at 7. Whew. Yeah, it's been an ugly fall, but it's intriguing actually.
Of Hims. Similar occurrence with Celsius. I mean, we reported record. I think they reported like the
Celsius is you know, yeah, the numbers have been impressive, but that valuation on Celsius, that's a different story there. I will say that.
highest year-over-year revenue growth that I've seen so far to date. I think over 159% growth, right? The company's absolutely crushing it in North America. We are expanding internationally. It's going very, very well. And what happens to the stock? It tanks. It tanks immediately after record earnings. So Celsius, Hims, Open Door, we absolutely crushed earnings, but the stock has been trading higher, so I haven't really bought any more Open Door. But Tattooed Chef, we're down significantly post earnings, and I have no interest to even buy any more. I have no interest or even confidence to add any more money to this company when they can't even stick to their Q3 scheduled results. I was on a live stream with Jesse and also Fahim from the Foolish.
Yeah, when it comes to something like this, it's a somewhat new public company, right? Been public for maybe a little over a year now. And so, with folks like this Emmanuel gentleman, when it comes to the management team, Sam Galletti, the CEO, it's about building that trust. And if you look at this gentleman here, Emmanuel, he doesn't have that level of trust right now. So that's why the stock dipped to 16, and he's like, I'm not buying right now, right? Because he doesn't have that level of trust there. It's not like he's been in the stock for years and years, and there's a certain level of trust there. And so he's like, so something like this happens, and this is why this is really, really important. And not just for Tattooed Chef, but all public companies or all IPOs or all SPACs that happen in the future. Always keep in mind that, whenever these companies go public like this and they're in the public markets, it takes them a year or sometimes several years to build up that level of trust with the investor base. And if they do something that, the investor base distrust, all of a sudden, they want no part of it, right? So very, very important.
Investor, shout out to both of them, and we look like mugs, We look like mugs on the live stream waiting for Tattooed Chef's earnings to be announced. Then we got this news release that has been rescheduled. We looked foolish. There's just no other way to put it. So as of right now...
That's why you shouldn't do live streams on earnings, because you never know what's going to happen, whether it's a reschedule or whether it's... And if the company reports good numbers and you're so excited, then they call you a pump boy, right? And then if you are, they don't report some good numbers, then you're probably too negative. So that's why it's usually better to just... That's why I don't live stream earnings. I take it all in. I look at the numbers. I relook at the numbers. I relook at the numbers. Then I'll think about, okay, how do I want to address this? How do I want to talk about this? So I'm actually thought it through, and I'm not just reacting. Because if you're just reacting, as with most things, we're humans, and sometimes we can react kind of crazy, right?
I'm waiting anxiously. I haven't sold. I haven't bought any more. How can you buy any more? Personally, I don't know how you can buy any more. I want to see our Q3 results, and I also want a detailed explanation as to what went wrong. That's pretty much all I want from the company right now. That's fair. Before I make any investment decisions with regards to my holdings in Tattooed Chef. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Sam Galletti, where he filed this prospectus, talking about he may start to sell some Tattooed Chef shares from time to time. And as of right now, I've been keeping an eye on the filings. There's been no recent filings confirming that he has sold any yet. I tell you this, if this man starts selling without reporting Q3, I'm out. That for me will be it. If he start,
I can understand. I thought he was going to say if Sam Galletti sells any shares, he's out. And I was going to say that's foolish, because every single public CEO out there pretty much sells shares, including even the great Elon Musk, right? Jeff Bezos sells billions of dollars of Amazon stock all the time. Zuckerberg always sells Facebook stock. Doesn't mean it's the right move at all. And actually, it's always pretty much the wrong move. But sometimes these guys like to buy stuff. Sometimes they have tax bills that are coming up, things like that. So I thought he was going with that route. I'm glad he didn't go there. I could understand him if he's saying if they haven't reported the numbers and he starts selling, yeah, that would be sketchy red flag. I agree with him 100%.
Selling Tattooed Chef shares without giving us an explanation, without filing Q3, that is the biggest.
Hey, I like this guy. I think he's fair. I will say that.
That is the biggest red flag, okay? So even if he sells 5 shares, I don't care. I'll cut my losses and admit I was wrong, reallocate capitals into companies that have no problems filing their quarterly reports. So this is something I'm keeping an eye on. I'm refreshing every day. Hopefully he doesn't. But if he does, for me, that's going to be the biggest red flag. And yeah, that's probably when I'll call it quits with Tattooed Chef. Because look, the worst thing you can do is be prideful and lie to yourself when you're seeing all these red flags and just kind of ignoring it and thinking you are right. It is possible that you can be wrong. It is possible that I got this wrong. And that's
100%.
Investing. We're not going to get everything right, but we want to make sure that the ones that we do get right, pretty much makes up for the ones that we got wrong and then some. So yeah, if I see Sam Galetti selling some shares and we haven't reported Q3, yeah, that's going to be, for me, that's game over. All right, that's game over for me. I thought I'll come on and address the elephant in the room. If you want to get access to all of my research notes regarding HIM's performance, Open Doors performance, and I'm very excited about this company going forward. So if you want access to all of that, you can join my GWB Discord. Peace.
Cool. So yeah, I enjoyed that video. I thought it was a fair video there, across the board. And I think this is a good example of, a newer company in the public markets. And if they do something that folks don't like or they distrust, they're out, right? Or they're ready to get out. And so I think it's completely fair looking at that from kind of, that gentleman's perspective there. There's been definitely stocks I was involved with. And if you followed me for many, many years, you remember even when I first bought Tesla stock, very shortly after I sold because Elon Musk was trying to fight the SEC, and I thought that was just a bad move nonetheless, and I just didn't trust it at all. And I actually cashed Tesla for a very, very short amount of time and ended up buying it right back. Thank goodness, because oh my gosh. But there was a lot of things that basically any public CEO pretty much out there, especially anybody that's on the Forbes list, you can pull up so much dirt on them. It's quite startling. Let's just put it that way. So I try not to get too caught up into that, but it's absolutely important. And I think Ttcf needs to over communicate before they under communicate in this situation. I think they should get news out Monday about it. No doubt in my mind. I think they should get something out Monday on when are the numbers actually going to come out and get it out there. I'm not worried at all about the numbers. The numbers I think are going to be great. I think they're going to probably do 50% plus revenue growth. I think the growth the remainder of this year is phenomenal. I think next year is going to be silly growth. So I'm not worried at all about the numbers of this company, but I am worried about kind of the perspective that certain folks have on this of the company, and they might distrust it because they postpone the quarterly numbers. So I think that's their main concern. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I can do more of these reactions to different videos in the future and kind of giving my perspective. And I like, I enjoy watching somebody that's a balanced view like that, Obviously, it's not like a hit piece type video on Ttcf from a short seller, something like that. Like I'm usually, not too entertained by those videos. It's just ridiculous, right? But something that's a fair video like that, I respect that, man. Much love as always, guys, and awesome job, sir, for that video. And have a great day. Peace.